We frequently hear people say or read expressions such as follow your heart or live from the heart and so forth, but what does this actually mean? We often associate the heart with matters of love or often with doing what's right for ourselves and others, a sort of universal love, if you will. Many scientists, philosophers, and brilliant minds throughout history, including Aristotle, considered the heart to be the seat of reason and true thought, and often rejected the value of the brain. The Stoics taught us that the heart is the seat of the soul. I've attended many lectures and retreats on the teachings of Buddha, and whenever they refer to the mind, they point to the chest area and the heart chakra. I'd sit in on lectures of Christianity. The Sacred Heart is mentioned often. Jesus' physical heart is depicted as the representation of the divine love for all beings. The physical heart is indeed connected to our emotions, yet what I want to talk about is the deeper levels of the heart, the energetic system that's connected to the highest vibration of perfection in this universe. This is the doorway into your higher self or God or universe or whatever you'd like to call it. This is where the physical human self can connect to the highest wisdom and truth that's within you. Jesus taught us that the kingdom of God is within you. The Buddha taught us how to know right action, how to live from your heart. And Carl Jung taught us that your vision will become clear only when you look into your heart. Now, we've all experienced this inner world of love, joy, and wisdom in our lives. Sometimes we tap into an intuitive truth and we just feel that it's right, a profound sense of knowing and oneness with all of the universe. Often the heart, it doesn't seem logical at the moment of decision. It's not interested in a win or lose, drama or fear, and many times it seems to make irrational decisions, actually. The heart resonates with the higher frequencies of perfection, omniscient, if you will, whereas the brain often runs on lower frequencies of worry, doubt, and other dramatic fantasies. For this reason, the brain is often at odds with the heart. We'll know in an instant what's the right action, but then the brain comes in and starts to question what the heart already knows to be the right answer. And because the heart doesn't engage in argument, the brain's yelling is what we hear as opposed to the heart. Now, we've all experienced this before. We want to turn right, but then we overthink it and we turn left and we go way out of the way, and then we find our way back and realize that we knew that we should have went right all along. This is a simplistic example. It's hard to pinpoint an example because all of our lives operate differently. In fact, perhaps the heart will bring us to the left turn, and take us away from our destination when the real destination is the right turn. The heart may know that there is something that we needed to learn down that left turn and encounter before going on to the right turn. This sounds complicated, and it is if we overthink it. And that's what we're in the habit of doing, overanalyzing and thinking to death. This is the reason we need to learn to tap into the heart and allow it to guide us. Once we decipher the misguiding factors of delusional minds like fear, anger, and greed, we can learn to know the language of the heart by easily seeing the frauds of delusion for what they are and smiling at them without engaging in them. When we talk about heart, we aren't talking about the muscle, but the area of the heart, the energy center that resides in the chest, but isn't limited to the chest. The omniscient intuition that we all have access to. In any moment, we can stop and ask, what does my heart want? In this way, we begin to connect to the heart and develop a respect and relationship with it. And as we awaken the heart, it becomes easier to follow. The heart's like a perfect guidance system residing within us, and it will always lead us to right action. This is why the heart must be the captain and the brain the first mate. There's a place for the brain. It's a wonderful tool, and it makes a far better servant than it does a master, believe me. As we begin to live our lives from the heart, we begin to develop a habit for doing so. When we live from the heart in our thinking and actions, we'll then be of the greatest benefit to not only ourselves, but to all beings of the earth. And we can begin to develop the habit for listening and following our heart. At first, it's not easy to follow the heart, but the more we do it, the easier it becomes. Like everything we do over and over, it becomes second nature. As we clear out our delusions and do the inner work, it'll become easier to hear the heart and feel the heart's messages. We'll begin to readily trust our heart's intuition or inner guide and surrender to it as we learn to trust it. It takes courage to live from the heart because it'll often be against what the stirring of the brain would like to dictate. And many times it won't conform to the ways of society, yet the more we do it, the more our lives will become beneficial in every way. The more joy and abundance we'll create, and we'll inevitably be living from our higher vibrations of truth for ourselves and all of the earth. The more we're caught in the gross, superficial world, the less we delve into the heart. When our life is constantly motivated by our cravings and instant gratification, we begin to feel isolated and separate from what we truly need, always grasping insecurely at the surface. We must learn to be still and accept this moment, and then dive deep into the heart and listen. For it speaks soft wisdom, and it will never lead you astray. When you learn to listen to your heart, you realize all the answers you seek are there. In this way, you can tap into the psychic intuition of the heart, and your confidence and direction will be strengthened. You can download this meditation for free on my website at www.brianemiller.me/meditations.